Right, good evening, and welcome to the Broken Sword. Oh, God, I'm bloody knackered. So, when we left off, I think we got back to Nico's apartment, and we're just about to kind of discuss everything that we know about the killer in the last episode, and then we'll go from there. We've got a few things to go on, like a clown nose, and a soggy tissue, and a patch of material. Not much to go on, I must admit.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
What the hell is this?
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
Thank you very much. It's yeah, it's much nicer than I remembered Nico's apartment. I think it's just the outside that's a bit drab.
And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers beneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number. What's more, I know where he hired the clown suit,
I mean, what kind of person,
You'd
if they
better luck
found
than
a
I do.
jacket in a sewer,
Luck, she said. Luck.
who would send it to a
Hard work,
tailor?
I'd call it. What happened?
I took my photographs to the editor, but he wasn't interested. Can you believe it? He told me to drop the story.
But you're not about to do that.
Oh no. I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very
conspiracy.
quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant
Those
minority extremists.
bloody flat earth
That
lizard
covers just
people.
about everyone.
Yeah, too right, George. Right, we're going to tell Nico about first. Would you like to see my clown nose?
I found this false nose in the sewer. It has La Risée du Monde printed inside it.
The laughing stock of the world. It's a
what I
costume
was about to
shop
say.
near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, George?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides,
That's the
I might have
idea.
had a cold.
Yeah, it's a good point. After the last 2 years, you don't really want to put something on that's been on someone's nose.
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made.
Oh, steady on.
Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his left cheek.
A scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a crescent
Oh,
moon.
a crescent moon.
Yeah, I've played this game before. Now, let's have a look at the photograph. Hey,
How
Nico,
come you enlarged this photograph
look at this
of me?
photograph.
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
Yeah, alright.
You speak very good English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English from America.
Smooth, George. Real smooth.
Tell me more about yourself.
Oh, there is not much to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
So, yeah, that's
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend.
Ooh.
I don't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Bloody hell, that's
It's
rough.
all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
It's a better reason than most, I think.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
If they're wrong potatoes, you can boil them, you can mash them, stick them in a stew if you want.
Do you have a boyfriend?
That's none of your business.
Very forward, George.
How did Plantow get your name?
For the newspaper, La Liberté, I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantow said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
Yeah, clowns have got their sources.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Onno Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it! Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off.
Was he killed for his money?
No. He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he'd grown up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
He's not going to be walking in the air, is he?
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese green politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was committed to dismantling Japan's automobile industry.
Good luck
I
with
can't
that.
see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say, flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
Terrible way to go.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Or a premature death.
Yeah, I wouldn't really go accepting any invitations or that kind of thing. Nico, can I use your phone?
May I use your telephone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
361 Rouge Alley. I don't think calling Todrick would have any use. Nah, let's give up. Speaking of La Risée de la Monde, I think we should check out about that joke shop.
I'm going back out to search for that clown.
Where?
Well, I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good idea.
Costume shop, okay. Right, La Risée du Monde. Can I? Oh, yeah, okay. Good lord, that is creepy.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
Is it really?
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Don't knock
Of
it till he
course.
tried it,
How
George.
can I help
Don't
you?
knock it till he tried it. Do you recognise this man?
Do you recognize this man?
Word for word.
Oui, monsieur. I sold him some grease paint.
Okay. So then is this dirty tissue?
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that.
Rather you than me, mate.
Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Okay. What about this nose?
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Pixie or a leprechaun?
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Fair enough.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need
No,
a license?
look into
No, but I give you a word of warning,
the
monsieur.
history of that
What?
applied in
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
the, well, sanatoriums. That is bloody terrifying.
The guy's spoon-shaped face was mournful and humorless. He looked like a vegetarian in a slaughterhouse.
Oh. Well, that didn't really help much. What if I go to police station? Let's report a crime. And let's try and figure out this new bloody UI. Can I use the telephones? I can. Let's call Todrick and see if he knows Monsieur Khan.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Khan.
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Thank you very much. We have a new destination. Let's have a word with the old gendarme.
It was Rosso's sidekick, Sergeant Moo.
Bonjour, Sergeant Moo. À bientôt.
Excuse me?
Ah, Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure.
Do you know a man called Khan?
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Yeah, do you know what he looks like?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
Look at the bones! Would you like to shake my hand?
Would you like to shake my hand, Sergeant?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
All right. What about Augustin Rousseau?
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
Why
Stobart
not?
is here to see you, monsieur.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Come on, Rosso. Ain't got all day.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
I've been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Fair enough. Rosso seems like the guy who would subscribe to a lot of self-help magazines. You know, that kind of thing.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No, you must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobart.
Maybe Monsieur Rousseau is involved.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether, invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Oh, really?
Really? What was it called?
Hypnotism for fun and profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
Oh dear. He's not amused.
You're not going to try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Let's just say I'd rather you didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet.
What can you tell me about Plantal?
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
Really?
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantal.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
It's like that, is it? Will you shake my hand?
Would you care to shake my hand, Inspector?
Please don't be offended if I decline your offer, Stobart. The palms of my hands are particularly sensitive.
Will that come into play later?
So long, Inspector.
Okay, let's try the Hotel Ubu. Who the hell are you?
The man looked like an amiable Bigfoot.
And a weasel?
The guy looked just like a weasel.
And you remembered. So I don't want to go into the hotel just yet. Let's try around the back alley. Not much going on here. Okay. Right, let's go inside. Oh yeah, I remember this music. It's one of the standout tracks in this soundtrack. I'm actually going to be quiet for a minute just when it plays. Just beautiful music. Makes me wish I could play the piano. I mean, I can, but only by ear. So what Todrick told us is we need to get into the room, the second on the right-hand side up the stairs. And I bet that's the key.
I want
His
some
earplugs
information.
out.
Who are you? The police?
Not a fan of piano music, apparently.
Investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Really? I think the same could be said for anything in the service industry. What question do we ask him first? Have you seen a clown?
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
You're acting like a clown, in my opinion.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
Oh, can I?
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his left cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
I know why. We'll come back to that.
Do you know a man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
Okay, that's a dead end. What about the picture?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Is it Thomas Merlin?
Can you tell me which room the man in the photograph has taken?
Oh, no, monsieur. That information is confidential.
Yeah, GDPR, I know.
Would it make a difference if I told you the guy in the photo was a murderer?
We are accustomed to catering for celebrities.
Celebrities.
monsieur. movie stars, politicians, royalty.
What kind of celebrities? Ted Bundy?
All stay here.
Charles Bronson?
Thanks for your help, buddy.
He was no help. Right, so he said it was the second on the right. Of course it's going to be locked.
The door was locked.
Yeah. Okay.
The sign on the door read 21.
Okay. So logic
The
dictates.
sign on the door read 22.
22.
If Taylor's description was correct, this was the killer's room.
Good deduction, George. Good deduction.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
Can you read the tag?
Hanging from a...
No? Okay.
It was the register of guests staying at the hotel.
But you can't read it. Okay.
There was no one registered under the name of
Ah.
Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
What now, monsieur?
What about that key on the board over there?
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
I would like that key.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Ah.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
And now I know for a fact what you need to do. But I'm going to have a word with this guy with an amazing moustache and a monocle.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know,
Maybe something like
mysterious phone calls,
Tajikistan or
letters made up of
something
headlines
like
cut
that.
from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What about Plantal?
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of them to last me a lifetime.
Alright, calm down.
Sure you have.
What about the picture?
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
Ooh. So he knows him.
This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Right, can you tell me the other names?
This is a photo.
That is just...
No, okay. Would you like a dirty tissue?
Does this goo smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
What about clown?
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I didn't. I
I'm
forgot
real
that.
glad to hear that. You know,
Marks and
it's good to
Spencer.
know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Really?
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Okay, we'll leave you to your paper.
It was a magnificent old Steinway piano. The figure of a sexless youth was frozen in mid-skip with a silly grin on its stone lips.
Very high art there.
The woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one.
God.
It wasn't a pretty sight.
No, you're right.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Oh, God.
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought, but never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Peagram. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors were honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George.
Norman Stanley Fletcher.
Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
I've spoken to people that speak like this. It's an experience. Let's ask her about Khan.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
So she's got Dick on the tip of her tongue. That's a scary thought.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Okay. What about the man in the picture?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged.
Hey!
Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest.
Alright, what can you tell me about him?
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
That progressed fast.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling. Positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase.
Interesting.
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
And that's where you come in.
I have to go, ma'am.
No!
Hi
Lady
there.
Peagram. Hello.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Key.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Maybe.
Oh no, it's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on that?
Something like that.
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case. But a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Yeah, there is that to contend with as well.
I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
Oh, hey.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Thank you for the follow. I'm not going to call you out, but
madame.
if you'd like, you can leave a message.
Over to you, my dear.
It's important to note the alerts and everything that is it's all broken because of the most recent update to OBS. Nothing works. Absolutely bugger all. Yeah, it's a classic. I first encountered this on a charity compilation for the PS1. Never finished it because it was just so bloody obtuse. Yeah, it's a bloody nightmare, isn't it? I don't suppose, do you stream as well then?
The door was locked. Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
I'll give you a follow back and return then. Yeah, it was that, it had broken sword, there was mist and road rash. Bloody hell. Takes me back. Right, what do we got in this room? It's an empty room. That's,
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
It's not stereotypical at all. Do you know, I've never actually, I'm probably going to play 2 afterwards. I never actually finished it. I got quite far through. I think I got to the
There
end.
was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Camphor, very upmarket. Yeah, I got right to the end, and I think I messed up. There's a puzzle at the end of the game, and I completely messed it up. Yeah, it's good to revisit, especially 1. I've got so much nostalgia for 1. I think I've only finished it once or twice, but certainly the first bit until you get to Ireland. Oh god, yeah, that was it. Yeah, matching the bloody symbols. All I can remember is it Tezcatlipoca? Some kind of obsidian thing. Yeah. Because I really want to go
The assassin
to...
had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence
I
beside
really want to go
his
to
bed.
Mexico, or... where is it? like Peru and Machu Picchu, all that kind of thing. It's strange because well, the games I've played over the years, they've kind of influenced where I've gone on holiday. So obviously got Tomb Raider, went to Egypt, Tomb Raider 2, Venice. I mean, Italy, on the whole, was fantastic. But
there was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
It's just this curiosity of going to the places that things are set in. Like, went to there's a church in Venice that was rebuilt as a library and the set of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, was it Raiders? No, Last Crusade. And went there. It was very interesting.
In the pockets of the pants.
That's definitely well worth going to, especially if anyone's under the age of 29, because you get 60% off your travel.
Sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
I'm sure he had a... Oh, doesn't he come in? Yeah. It's Khan.
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
I've had that before, it's nasty. Ooh. He's checking in his wardrobe. Yeah. Maybe he had an accident. You don't know. He could have RBS. God. But then why would you wash them? Oh, I don't know.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found 2 items in the pockets of
There
the
we go.
pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Thomas Merlin. Okay.
It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Hmm. Now, I think that's that Club Alamut. Yeah, I'm not going to say where that is, but we'll come to that later.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color in the words,
Yeah, no problem.
Club Alamut.
Yeah, there's a guy in that whole section. Reminds me of I forget how long ago it was now, but there's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer buys this street food off of a vendor, and it's on a stick. This guy doesn't speak any English. He's just got a big knife, I remember. Can't remember what you do to get it off of him, but oh, did I miss something? No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, hello, I'm Thomas Merlin. I would like to withdraw an item, please.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything?
Yeah, Lady Peagram.
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer.
I've actually spoken to a few people that speak like that
I cannot betray his
in my line of work.
no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big
It's
mistake.
eternally fascinating.
I can live with that.
I think I need a help again, because I am now Merlin, and I need to get my item from the safe deposit box.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George, what can I do for you now?
Yes. My name is Mr. Snrub.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has 1,000,000 faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd
I bet
give
he
me
can't even
Merlin's
wear a
papers,
plug.
but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
Yeah, I've seen this firsthand. It's not pretty. What the bloody hell was that noise?
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Oh,
Indeed he did.
you even follow me on
but
there.
What's the problem?
I'll return the
it
favour in a
isn't
minute.
Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he
All right,
tries
Judge
anything,
Dredd.
shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
That's a bit of an assumption to make there, Lady Piermont. Not every American has a gun.
I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Mm,
Thanks.
thank you very
How
much.
satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Is it the Fallen Madonna? That's a reference for the older people.
It was the ancient manuscript which Khan had stolen from Plantow.
Yeah, let's go right outside, or let's maybe not. Because that weasel and the shaved gorilla would perform a nice little shakedown. So what I'm going to do
The door
next...
was locked.
Alright, George, you've got the key, come on. So what we're going to do next is absolutely disrespect a medieval manuscript. Hello Red Omens, how you doing? We're just about to desecrate a Dark Age manuscript.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Good job it's not bin day. Alright, okay. I might drop by there later on. Incidentally, if you would like to work together on anything, you know, I'm always open. Yeah, let's follow you back. Let's do that. Now I'm going to give this key back because I don't need that room anymore, do I?
What now, monsieur?
Do you recognize this key?
He looks
That
very
is the
familiar.
property of the Hotel Ubu.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little book to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist. If we had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not spécialement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
Well, I'll keep it then. Sod you. It's my key now.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem. If
Looks a bit like Waluigi.
What do you want?
just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Yeah, it does seem a bit strange to walk away with a random hotel key.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Especially in the age that this was made, because considering that a lot of hotels were still on lock and key. I mean, nowadays it's all like key cards and electronic locks, whatnot. But yeah, just wander into my room. Fine, yeah. Now to pick up this priceless artifact.
They were going to be disappointed.
Right by the bins and all the cat pee and whatever else is back here as well.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Yeah, it's his underwear.
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-Boo.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be.
Maybe.
Which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever
yeah,
heard
no problem,
of the
man.
Knights Templar? Their
Do we gotta do?
official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse.
I'm not in that position myself yet. Quite frankly, not
Whatever
ready.
this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templar.
Not until I can find someone to look after them on holiday.
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Right, I think we've got 4 options to choose from here.
This guy.
Oh no, okay, it's going to
named
play
Hughes the
automatically.
Pagan, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and
Bloody hell.
numbers.
They breed
They
like
were so
rabbits.
rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition.
Bloody
Thousands
King of
them were
France.
subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't
I know
much
where that
they
is.
wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after.
Yeah, clowns love
Maybe
gold.
this manuscript is the key.
You'd better
And
leave it
murder.
here for safekeeping. Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
You're not just going to shove it in your pocket and go gallivanting about the world, are you? Yeah, I'd like to check into my Ryanair flight. Here's my medieval parchment, my passport, my phone. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, what's the next step, though? Is it the gem?
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Kids'
Let's
parties,
face
yeah.
it, we need help, George.
Yeah, murders,
Someone who knows about
gold,
these things.
kids'
What do you
parties.
suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Yeah, Lobino, yeah.
Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this
Yeah, it looks a bit
Lobino
like
guy?
Pritchard from
At the Crane
Human
Museum.
Revolution.
I'll give you the address.
So, is that the gem? Yeah.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinum mea
Through...
lux videbis.
By my
teachings.
you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay?
Yeah, I'm not that
I
good.
can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Latin languages maybe, but not Latin itself.
Maybe
not
I'll
that
check
good.
out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
Yeah, this is going to lead us to the Emerald Isle, I think. Another place I'd like to go. Especially given all the stories my dad's told me. And he went fishing there, and there was a guy who was getting accosted by a wild, like a random dog. And after about an hour or so, this dog knocked all of his fishing tackle in the lake. And this guy just screamed at it for about half an hour. And uttering the line that's always been stuck in my mind, if you'll excuse my French. What have I done to deserve this fucking dog? Right, let's survey the surroundings first.
High above me was a window.
Okay.
A metal rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
Yeah. The closest I've got to being in Ireland is there was a guy I spoke to at a wake at a funeral of all places, and he was from somewhere in Wicklow, and for about the first hour I couldn't understand a bloody word he was saying until I'd had about 3 or 4 drinks, and then it all kind of sank in. Great guy though.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Lochmarne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
I hope there aren't any goats there.
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Is that the same voice as... He probably does the same voice as the guy in the courtyard.
The attendant had an air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink.
Yeah, there's another line that... I can't remember where my dad was, but he asked the guy for directions. Wanted to go to Limerick. The guy he asked, he didn't say anything else. He just said, I'll try and do the accent. He said, if I were going to Limerick, I wouldn't go from here. That's all he said.
The attendant had an air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink.
But I do love a nice cold pint of Guinness, though. I've got to give him that.
Pardon me?
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No, I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far.
I think
as
this
to
guy was in a
call
lower
it.
low.
Yeah, he studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Yes, good morning. I would like to talk to you about the tripod.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur.
It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John D.
Oh, that's me. Well, not
What's the importance
specifically,
of John
but
Dee's tripod?
D was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini
yeah, I
of
love a
his
nice,
time.
Don't you mean
dark
an
stout.
alchemist?
I went to the local beer fest
Escapologists use
recently.
ropes, chains,
There
and
was a
handcuffs,
drink called
not
Blackadder.
tripods.
But whatever it was,
I tried shining my
that is the
torch through it
tripod
from
he
my
used
phone.
in his experiments.
Couldn't see a bloody thing. It was nice though. What do you know about Les Templiers?
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Not even a saucisson?
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
Uh-huh.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No, no, no. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Okay.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study
Well,
chemistry?
come on, he didn't have a Bunsen burner underneath it,
but
did
he
he?
skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
Yeah, very sophisticated. What about the alarm?
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
Okay.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Uh-huh.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied hard and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
Yeah,
At your age? Dream on.
What about Khan?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not.
All right, I think we've exhausted everything there.
Thanks for your help.
So, I think if we go back to Nico.
The tripod was definitely the one in the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland to check it out.
Oh, okay. Straight to Ireland. It'd be great to just think one day, oh no, let's go to Ireland. Yeah, why not?
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmarne. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
That's about right. I used to have to get the bus from where I used to live, and it was 2.5 hours between buses. And if you missed it at about 6 o'clock, there you've had it. Get a taxi.
The lad was doing his best to express his adolescent aggression. His effort was somewhat diminished by the fringe of milk on his lightly feathered upper lip.
Yeah, I remember him.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Fantastic Irish accent. Yeah, not really.
I'm George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
Yeah, thankfully it never
I ain't
happened,
done
but
nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
the bloody wait was excruciating.
Sure. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his
And the
face
fact back
told
then it
me
was
he
about a
wasn't
pound a
being
pint or
strictly
something
truthful.
stupid like that.
Compared to him, Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Those were the days. Not that I know, of course.
What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No.
Yeah, bloody goat.
Only...
What?
Oh, nothing.
No, go on. Tell me about the castle.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh. There's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Lochmarne.
Yeah, that'd be a nice prospect, eh? Well, they're saying that in Egypt you can get a pint for about 50p, so that's not too bad.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming
Bratwurst.
from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was
Hey, they didn't put the tea in them.
greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was
Never
full of
noticed
shadows.
that.
I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but me legs had lost their stuffing.
God, I've not heard that expression in ages.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Yeah, completely rational.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
Fair enough. Would you like to shake my hand?
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks.
Ooh.
Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if
God.
I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
Oh, all right.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Neat, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't feel a thing.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
I could say a few things about that, but Here we go. Oh, now, where have I seen... Oh, that guy looks really familiar. I'll think about it. Let's get a point.
Top of the morning to you.
Ooh.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
George.
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
George, you're going to get the
I
absolute
was trying to be social.
snot beaten
Is there
out
a
of you.
room you're after?
No.
No, thank you. I don't plan to stay too long.
Who does? Most folk take one look at Lochmarne and jump back on the bus.
Yeah, it's like Whiz Beach. Let's have a pint.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
Well said.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it thinks you fall over.
Yeah, right. Go on then, George. Drink it. Okay. What about the castle?
What can you tell me about the castle?
You're the second person to ask me that today. I don't know anything about the castle. It's only an old ruin anyway.
Who else was asking about the castle?
He said he was a reporter. He was asking about the little people.
I could have told him a tale or two about the little people. He might have paid me to hear what he wanted me to say.
Anyway, I chucked him out on his arse.
Good for you, Mick. That's the way to deal with journalists.
Uh-huh. What about Khan?
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
He's a pugilist.
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism? Dial.
Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
I think somehow everyone's been in a pub like this.
Thanks.
I was about to reach for the pump when I came to my senses.
Pick up your drink.
A rash move like that in a strange country with strange customs could be my last.
Strange customs. The only custom here is not to drink the... Come on. Is not to drink it before it's settled. Come on, finish it. Yeah, go on, George.
I was about...
Oh, come on, come on.
Somehow, I'd managed to drink the thick, sweet brew. I felt strangely compelled to order another, even though my every instinct warned me against it.
Is this some kind of veiled propaganda by the Campaign for Real Ale?
Hi, my name's Stobart, George Stobart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
Yeah, what about the castle?
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He just joined up writing.
I'm actually banned from
One of
writing in
them
cursive.
history fellows yourself.
Oh shit, I didn't see his question. History fellas. Yes.
That's right, Professor Stobart, Miskatonic University.
You're an archaeologist, and you're asking us about the castle.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking to me.
Yeah.
How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes, packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
What excitement?
You tell me.
Do you know anything about Peagram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Peagram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavoured condoms, more likely.
Oh, he went right there, didn't he? We'll leave the gem there for a minute. Let's talk about the dig more.
Did anyone from the village work at Peagram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Incontinent.
Is it true that Peagram found a valuable gem?
What? First I heard of it.
Where have you been, Pat? For that gem is the talk of every town from Lochmarne to Ballydoon.
Nobody told me. Lucky sod. So that's why he scampered.
Yeah, somehow I don't think so. Hey Pat, would you like to shake my hand?
May I shake your hand?
No, you can't.
Well, how come?
Because I'll spill me beer if you do.
You've got two hands. Alright, fine.
Bye for now.
Right, we're going to come back to... Oh, I know I've seen him before. What show was it? It was animated.
The young red-haired guy was plainly nervous about something. Perhaps he felt threatened by the presence
on
of
late at
handsome
night.
men like me.
We'll leave him for now. What about you?
I'd been taught not to judge people by their appearance or their clothes or the length of their hair. Nobody ever said anything about runny noses.
Hey, I found that offensive.
Hi there, old-timer.
Just for the record, I absolutely hate summer.
What? Nasty cold you've got there.
As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner.
At least cover your mouth, mate.
Oh,
Come
yes,
on.
prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
No, not the Guardia.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarne Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Uh-huh. What can you tell me about the ghost?
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Oh, to be sure, to be sure. Go on then, what does it look like?
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk?
Did they get skunks in Ireland?
That'll be the day.
I don't know. Maybe a badger.
No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarne.
Oh.
What about the castle
Ghosts
again?
don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Aha. Would you like a drink?
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
And what about you? Oh, it was... Oh, God, it was so long ago. Was it BBC Three? I'll have to look it up later.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
Hello, Fitzgerald. Would you like a drink?
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I will need tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
Oh, okay.
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Maybe 12th century?
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died.
Mm.
We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
That was abrupt. What about the guy in the picture?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No. At least I don't think so.
Look closely. He has a scar on his face.
No, I'm sure I don't know him.
Okay.
See you later.
What do I need to do here?
It was an electric glass washer. It looked even older than the barman.
That's something to do with the washer. You go in the basement, in the cellar. We'll come back there. I think if I remember, the castle is up here, up the hill. Yeah, there we go.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, no.
Do you speak
What if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a
Who the
paradox.
bloody hell is this? Oscar
I gave him
Wilde?
the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
Bit of
I
both.
was a little out of practice.
What are you reading?
Good book?
A book? It's a passport to a world of fantasy and imagination.
Yeah, what's the title?
Creative Shelving for Beginners, the 1978 edition.
I prefer the sequel.
What's so cool about home improvement?
There's nothing like it. The resinous autumnal aroma of seasoned wood, the rhythmic rasp of the blade. Ah, no wonder our Lord came to earth as the son of a humble carpenter. I bet he was a wizard with a chisel and a length or two before.
Uh-huh.
Surely the portrayal of Christ's adoptive family as humble artisans is a symbolic metaphor.
I don't know about that, but I know they were carpenters. Haven't you read the book?
Well, no. But I have seen The Greatest Story Ever Told, and I don't recall Jesus putting up any shelves.
He was quite good with a few nails and a bit of wood.
What can you tell me about the
Not
castle?
not something he repeated though. He only did it once.
Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Impressive.
Who built the castle?
Mad Phelan, the first lord of Lochmarne. Well, I say lord, but actually he was little more than a village chieftain. He built his castle from the remains of the Templar Preceptory.
And there we have the link.
Where was the site of the Templar Preceptory?
Right here, on Temple Hill. Phelan built right on top of the old wall. It's said that deep beneath these walls, there's a Templar chapel.
Okay, what can you tell me about that?
Did Peagram discover the chapel?
I don't know. His workers were sworn to secrecy.
Okay, what about the castle?
Do you mind if I climb up your haystack to get into the castle?
What? It'd break your stupid neck for sure. Do you think I'd stand by and see your brains dashed out?
I'd be very careful, and I promise not to sue.
You won't get the chance, not while I'm here to stop you.
There's your clue. Have you seen this man, though?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, but I wouldn't trust him. His eyes are too close together. He's not a friend of yours, is he?
Oh no, far from it. In fact, I believe it's the face of a killer.
He's probably read up on phrenology as well.
Piggy eyes. Can't trust him.
Alright, we'll come back to you.
Now.
I know what needs to happen to make the next scene progress, but I can't remember how to get there.
It was a trap door in the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's not going to open, is it? Oh, I know.
I tugged at the trap door, but it was locked from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
The menu was limited. It read, "No food today." I didn't care. I'd lost my appetite somewhere over the Irish Sea.
Uh-huh.
I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
Oh, isn't it the... Yeah, okay. Okay. Right. So, what about...
It was an electric glass washer. It looked even older than the barman.
Yeah, let's talk to the barman again.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
I would like another drink.
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Do I show him the card?
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot.
Okay.
Thanks.
I was about a rash.
What about, have I talked to the guy in the corner?
Hello there. My name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Yeah, what can you tell me about the castle?
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the
10th?
existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
You sure about that?
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Peagram, the same man who dug up the gem.
What can you tell me about Peagram? He looks a bit like Boise.
Do you know where I can find Peagram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that, but he's gone from the village. I saw a pint with our esteemed host.
There we go, yeah. That's the link.
Why is Peagram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary is what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Do you know where Peagram is gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmarne. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
Well, what do you know about the gem?
What can you tell me about the gem which Peagram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken.
God, it's not cursed,
Man
is
would
it?
have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
No.
Oh no.
Thank the Lord for that.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd have a good reaction to that. Right, what about this ghost then?
Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that, I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmarne.
Oh no. I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, alright.
Goodbye for now.
I'm sure there's a... Let's speak to the barman again.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Peagram.
Do you know a man called Peagram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
No.
Oh no. I'm just trying to track him
No,
down.
I don't know the man.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Peagram stay here?
That's right. In the best room in the house.
That's the one
You
with
should have
the
got
bed.
payment down first.
Can I see Peagram's room?
It's been taken by one of the brothers from the reformatory. They come every year for spiritual refreshment.
That's a good one. Their idea of refreshment is a gutful of stout.
I wouldn't want to disturb a man of God, especially not a big fella from the bad boys' home.
I don't blame you, Mick. That brother's got muscles like a muscle man.
He was going a bit Welsh there, I think.
Thanks.
Let's try and get behind the bar.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Toilet?
Excuse me?
No customers behind the bar. Ever.
Okay, fair enough. Now, I think I can talk to him about Peagram now. Come on.
Hello.
Yeah, Peagram.
Do you know Professor Peagram?
Very nervous.
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Did you work at Professor Peagram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
Because you're nervous as bloody hell.
Have you heard about the gem which Peagram found?
I heard a rumor, but you can't believe everything you hear or see, can you?
Where can I find Professor Peagram?
I heard he's gone fishing. I don't know where.
See you later.
Alright. What about you?
Hey!
Hello there again, mister.
Yeah, what about this guy over here?
Do you remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Aha. Let's get you a nice
Can I
room
buy a
temperature
drink?
glass of
You most
beer.
certainly can.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who? Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick. Same again.
He's not saying no.
Just a point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
Right now, tell me again.
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it, it was only last week. Fitzgerald was there all right. Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man.
Bye for now.
That's the lead that we need. Come on then, Fitzgerald. What you got to say for yourself?
Hello.
Doyle told me you definitely worked at the dig.
You don't believe him, do you? Patrick Doyle is a moron and a scoundrel.
Even so,
And a cab.
saw you
And a
talking
cur.
to Peagram.
You can't prove that, mister.
See
Alright.
you later.
Oh, what do we do now? What about you?
Hello again. What?
Alright, calm down.
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
It's for rabbits.
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
That's not creepy at all.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace.
It's not made for a woman. I've got my sights on tastier dishes than women.
A brace of conies.
Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden's. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe's. Rabbit, lad. That's what gets my juices flowing.
Tasty myxomatosis.
Ah, so you're making snares to trap rabbits.
That's right. Do you have a problem with that?
Damn right I do. Isn't it painful?
Only if I get me fingers caught.
I'm talking about the rabbits. Do they feel much pain?
You bet.
Ooh. Jesus Christ.
Do you know Peagram the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it?
Maybe.
No, I don't know him.
What about the dig?
Were you aware that Peagram was conducting an archaeological dig?
I don't meddle in other people's affairs. They don't interest me.
Oh.
Do you know where I can find Peagram?
I told you, I never heard of him.
I think you're Peagram.
I'll see you later.
What if we talk to the young lad outside? I reckon he might know more than he's letting on.
Hey, McGuire.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, Peagram.
Do you know a man called Peagram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me where I'd find Peagram?
No, I can't, because he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Alright, what about...
Do you know what Peagram was doing in the castle?
Yeah.
Digging for buried treasure? Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
And what about this gem? Was it in the
I
film?
heard that Peagram had found a legendary gem.
That's right. It's been the talk of Lochmarne all week.
You haven't seen the gem, have you?
No problem, mate. Bit.
No.
Might catch you later. I'll check in if you're live. So see you soon, man.
Go to Amsterdam, chop it up and sell it. He could be living the life of Riley instead of digging holes.
Do you know anything about Peagram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
Ooh.
Did anyone from the
Smelly
village
old hole. Smelly old
Peagram brought
wasp.
some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lochmarne would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald says he's never been anywhere near the dig.
It's because he's
He's
a bloody
having you
liar.
on, mister.
Are you sure Fitzgerald worked at the dig?
Oh, yes. It was him, all right. Would I tell a lie?
Well, he denied
Maybe.
it.
I saw them together only last night.
I wish you'd told me that sooner. What were they doing?
Peagram gave Fitzy a box. He didn't look too happy about it.
I knew it. But how am I going to persuade him to part with it?
Break his fingers.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
I could.
Thanks for the offer, kid, but I'll try a more subtle approach.
Bloody
Chinese
yobbos.
What's Fitzgerald scared of?
Everything and everyone.
So I shouldn't have any trouble getting him to talk.
He's a pushover, but don't scare him too much. Try the soft touch. Butter him up a bit.
Yeah, don't scare him, otherwise he might get hit by a car.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
You know, because cars frequent bars more often than you'd suspect. Go on then, Fitzy. What have you been up to?
Hello.
McGuire says he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Peagram.
Yeah.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught. Just my luck. Grasped up by a delinquent and a dimwit.
I need to talk to Professor Peagram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah.
Hey, he's
You
fine.
Right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Peagram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to
he's
Peagram
buggered then.
about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he?
Yeah, it's full of anthrax.
So where did Peagram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving.
Come on, Sean.
He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Oh, I know who that is.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Peagram's package?
Yeah.
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
Go on, do it.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
Yeah, kick his ass,
You'll
George.
kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Peagram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet.
Come on, Fitzgerald.
Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarne gem.
And off he goes. He's got a car to catch. Come on, Maguire, tell me.
Hey, I just seen a big red.
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy, Michael.
Oh, yes? And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Ah, the charity of small communities. Wonderful. Come on, Maguire, tell me what happened.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding my own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I, and I going over to take a closer look. Next thing,
Ooh.
Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass.
What is that, an F430 or a Testarossa?
It was too fast for poor old Fitzy. I lent him an awesome wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I.
I don't know cars too well, so you'll have to excuse me there.
Next thing, the driver hops out. And I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not.
Nah.
Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see.
He bloody well did.
So fast.
What about... Oh, he was wearing a mask, okay.
See you
Stay
later,
there,
kid.
Maguire.
Okay, mister.
I'll be back for you.
The plastic cover had been smashed by the pixie's car, revealing a switch.
Yep. And we're going to flip that switch.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
That'll be the RCD. So poor Mick Leary's dishwasher is going to go kaput.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, what about Sean Fitzgerald? He's gone.
Do you know Sean Fitzgerald very well?
I know him enough not to sell him more than 2 pints. He's like a kid when he gets a few beers inside him.
I'm not surprised. He's on medication for his nerves.
There's nothing wrong with his nerves. He's just screwy.
Thanks.
Do I have to finish my drink?
The man's arm lay across the towel, preventing me from moving.
Oh, okay. I've got to wait until he picks up his arm to drink.
As the man raised his arm to drink, I snatched the towel away.
But why do I want a bloody beer towel?
It was a rectangle of toweling printed with the words, Nagopaline Stout builds body.
Right, now drink your drink, George.
Somehow, I'd managed to drink the thick, sweet brew. I felt strangely compelled to order another, even though my every instinct warned me against it. Excuse me.
Come on then, Mick Leary. I'll have another drink.
Hey, how about another drink?
See him again?
Do you serve cocktails?
I'll serve anyone with manners. And money.
No, I'm serious. Have you considered turning McDevitt's into a cocktail bar? Cocktails are chic, cool, and popular with younger drinkers.
What? Kids in the bar? Can you imagine it? Pinball, pimples, and puke.
Right, I get the picture. I'll settle for glass.
It's best avoided.
I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my dear, is it?
Well, have you heard of the legendary electrician, Thomas Merlin?
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvellous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
And now we have access behind the bar.
And when you've finished that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Alright, one thing at a time.
I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. Seemed fine to me.
Yeah, but it's it needs a new fuse. So we're gonna have to steal Matey's wire. When does he give it up? Ah, he's got it there, yeah, okay. Come on.
Oh, no,
Ah,
you don't.
nearly.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's put it away again now. Come on. Gotcha.
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed his piece of wire.
It's mine now. And with my powers of electrical engineering, I'm going to commit an unholy sin.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough
Yeah,
to
just in
disregard
case
everything
anyone
I
gets
knew
that
about
idea, do
standard
not
safety
try that at home.
precautions.
Excuse me, Mr.
It's
Leary.
incredibly
I
dangerous.
fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half pint to that man on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so.
Certainly
but I'm
can.
not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on my hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Yeah, in case it's not clear, if you replace a fuse with a piece of wire,
What a dumb place to
yeah,
store a flashlight.
you're open to
dark
shocks,
cellar. The only way I was going to find
fires,
anything down there was
anything.
to feel around.
So it's best not to be done.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Ah, okay, so that's going to open up the trapdoor. We can lift that up from the top. So let's lift it up and let some light in, even though there's clearly gaps in the grating, but, you know, game logic.
I lifted the trap door and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
Nah,
What was
mate.
that?
No
A
idea.
man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
Nah.
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
He wasn't creepy at all, was he? Got about 5 minutes left here, so I think I can just about get into the next puzzle area. So let's see if we can fix Mick Leary's beer pumps and retrieve a very important package. Ah, what's that then?
Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trapdoor.
I'll be taking that for myself then.
It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. As I held it aloft, I realized the fascination it could command. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
I thought it was a Ferrari, but don't know the model. Now, I do know that I need to soak this beer towel.
The slow drip of water barely dampened the towel. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Nice.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
That'll come in handy.
It was a calendar with a faded photograph of a prize-winning carp.
Yeah, there was a carp in a local lake to me called Benson. It was about 30 years old. Biggest carp in the UK. But unfortunately someone killed it because they weren't very good fishermen.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Fixed your pumps. Oh, I can't tell him.
I found your flashlight.
So I see it. You'd better keep hold of that until you fix the pumps.
I haven't actually done it, have I?
Thanks.
Sorry, Mick. Do I even fix them, or do I just wander off? I think I just wander off.
I searched the trash, but there was nothing useful there.
Yeah. Sorry, Mick. Now.
It was impossible to return the switch to its original position.
Oh. Whoops. Ah, yes, I'm going to tell him about what just happened.
Hi, it's me again.
So I see. What now?
Did you see a red sports car?
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car.
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Well, it was Fitzgerald.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, The idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a
A
relief.
relief. Hey, he's only been abducted, he's fine.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack.
I'll guard it for you.
A moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
No, I'll look after it for you.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvelous. I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Yeah, you do that. You do that.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Mm-hmm. Don't climb it, though. It's dangerous. Very dangerous.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Or maybe something else to get a bit of a leg up.
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
And there we go. Castle successfully raided. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. I think that's a good place to leave it, because this goat is going to give me some bloody trouble. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. We'll continue this very soon. Maybe Monday. Maybe even tomorrow. I don't know. In any case, I bid you adieu. Good night. Have a good one.